Hi, this is Wade James, and welcome back to another Guidefitter video tech tip. The next 3 videos that you will see all work in conjunction with each other. We'll have ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Understanding these 3 components will help you learn how to set your camera on the fly to be properly exposed every time. Today we're going to talk about ISO. ISO is your camera's sensitivity to light. So for instance, on a bright sunny day, the lower the number, the better, because it'll darken your image. If you're in a dark situation or a low light situation, you will boost your ISO to a higher number that'll actually send more light into the sensor of the camera, making things appear brighter. The problem is, the higher you turn your ISO, the more your camera will show graininess. Most DSLRs start at 100 ISO and will go the whole way up to wherever they max out at. Each camera is different, and the only way to tell what your max range is for ISO or gain is to do some test shots and see. What I would suggest doing is taking the camera that you're using out and film in a low light situation, finding where your image gets too grainy for your preference and maxing it at that number. Don't go above that number unless you have to, because when you get back, it'll be garbage in post. The trick is to keep that ISO number as low as you possibly can. There you'll get the clearest image and there will be 0 grain. The trickiest situation you'll get into with ISO settings is in a ground blind. You're shooting inside of a dark structure and filming out through windows into daylight. So when you go to film out of the windows at an object or a deer, everything will be blown out or completely washed out white. But inside the ground blind, it still might be dark. So I would suggest practicing in this scenario. Set up a ground blind and set up a 3D target somewhere. Sit inside the ground blind and film somebody. See what your settings are at. See where you need to put your ISO so you can see the person inside the blind. But then remember, when you zoom out to the windows to shoot, you'll have to adjust everything on the fly quickly to get that exposed properly. On the next few episodes, we'll talk about shutter speed and aperture and how they work in conjunction with ISO. Stay tuned, and thanks for tuning in to Guidefitter's Video Tech Tips.